Hey, what's up everybody? It's Jathu7000 here, and today I'm going to be playing a game called Creativerse. But this isn't really going to be a series, it is going to be a 5 video. So I'm going to be showing you guys 5 cool things and useful tips to do in Creativerse for those of you who actually play. So the first thing I want to show you is when you're fighting an enemy like this guy, it's best to bring some stun bombs, as you can see in my third slot in my hotbar. So I'll bring out my sword, and then he's gonna run at me, and then I'm gonna throw a stun bomb at him, and then he's gonna be stunned, and then I can beat the crap out of him like this. He says, "Ow!" And there we go. Let's move on to the next thing. So the next thing I'm gonna show you is, so you see this black stuff, it's called tar. So then, if you take a freeze bomb, which I'll show you the crafting recipe, you need 2 gunpowder, 1 Rambau tuft, 1 blizzard scissor, and 5 ice. Not that expensive. I'd say the hardest part to get is the Rambau tuft. You can find them easily, but they don't give you that much. So if you throw a freeze bomb at tar, it turns into coal. And if you throw a fire bomb at the coal, it turns into diamonds. Now, diamonds and coal aren't used for that much of anything except decorative stuff and torches. But this isn't like a hack or anything. Like, it's normal. It's what you can do in the game. You can extract all of it, and then you can have a bunch of diamonds if you have good extractors. But I only have normal extractors because I'm not rich. Now, one of the simpler tricks in Creativerse is you can sprint over 1 block gaps, like this. And I'm also pretty sure that, so you can't sprint over 2 block gaps, but you can still like sprint kind of on top of them, like you'll sink, but you'll still go over them, like this. So that's a pretty useful tip. And you can also sprint in any direction, like you can sprint backwards, you can sprint forwards, you can sprint to either of the sides. So that's one of the more basic tricks in Creativerse. Now, this next trick I'm about to show you guys is probably the best way to tame a Keepa. So you have to have your taming collar and stun bombs. So this should be used only on hostile mobs so you don't waste your stun bombs. So like, if I were to try to tame this Pigsy, it would come after me. But then if I throw a stun bomb at it, it would get stunned and I could easily tame it. Now, the effects of the stun bomb only last for about 5 seconds. So, you want to kind of constantly hit him with the stun bombs. But the only problem is, you shouldn't use them too often because these stun bombs actually inflict damage. And if you use them too much, then you might run the risk of killing what you're trying to tame. And this especially goes for golden Keepas. Don't kill those, unless you want them arc stones. This next trick I'm about to show you isn't really a trick, it's just a useful tip. So, you lose health quite a bit in Creativerse, or if you lose health quite a bit in Creativerse, there are things called health potions. So there's advanced and basic. Advanced is way too expensive. I mean, trog horns and cactus flowers are too hard to get. So basic health potions, you can either do brown mushrooms, you can do any mushroom or any flower, except brown mushrooms and red mushrooms are the easiest to get. So I would recommend looking for those. So you need 3 mushrooms, of any kind, and you need 4 flowers of any kind. Now, for the flowers, they might seem hard to get, but they're really not, because if you go to a tundra, there's tundra flowers literally everywhere. Like, I'm not even joking, they're everywhere. You can just, like, grab a pack, jump up, and you see more, like there. And for some reason, there's some random fire here. And for one of the first ones I did in this video, I was testing it on Alien Boy, which is the same person that I play my Battle Block Theater videos with. So as I was saying, tundra flowers literally spawn everywhere. And I was thinking about making a pun for this, but I can't think of any because I'm like the worst at making puns. So, on to the next tip, trick, whatever. So this next trick is another thing that you do with freeze bombs. So you can look for any patch of water, and if you need ice, then this is common sense. You throw a freeze bomb at the water, it becomes ice, and you have like limitless amounts of it. If you have, look, just, there's so much ice you could, look how much ice that makes. And if you throw it on that, then it goes to the surface, and that goes to the surface, and you have a whole ton of ice. So, and to get brown mushrooms for the last tip, you can blast your way underground, and that finds you pretty much a lot of brown mushrooms. Let me see if I have any TNT. Yeah, I have TNT. So you can take your TNT and place it down like this, and then you wait for it to explode and it blows up. And you can keep doing that in random locations until you find brown mushrooms. And unfortunately there are none there. But usually when you blow a hole in the ground with TNT, which can only blow up surface blocks unfortunately, you can usually find brown mushrooms. Let me try here. For some reason it places 2. So you blow up. I'm not very lucky today, but the ice thing was the tip. That's how you find brown mushrooms. On to the next tip. So what I'm about to show you is another way to get ice, but it's pretty cool. Cool, like in snow. That was the worst joke ever. So you have to take a firebomb and you have to find a peak in the mountains. And if you throw the firebomb, it turns into water and then refreezes into ice, which I think is pretty cool. Get it? So this last tip I'm about to tell you guys is that there's this block called salt which you can build with, but I don't know any other way to get it than to throw a firebomb at sand. So that turns it into salt, and you can have fun with this. You can like turn whole bays into white of nothing. And I just ran out of firebombs. But anyways, that's gonna have to be the end of this video. And it would be kind of nice if you subscribed or leave a like. And if you want me to do more videos like this, then leave a comment or do something. But I hope you enjoyed these tips, facts, and tricks that I gave you for Creativerse. Goodbye.